who are going to risk everything for glory.
All right, time to watch this some racing today. Look, Linda, if anybody calls, you don't tell them I'm watching a NASCAR race, all right? I told all my friends and Americans for real that I was going to be watching the Bill O'Reilly reunion on Fox.
Already picked that outside.
I'll tell you who won't win today. Won't be that damn Bubba Wallace. That's who.
Kevin Harvick also with a great run on the restart.
Linda, bring me some of that low sodium beef jerky, but put some of the regular sodium in there too.
A lot of contact. Cars crashing into turn one. Into
Rick.
the outside wall.
Already got our first
right
wreck.
away the caution comes out. Harrison Burton involved in the 21. You see Corey LaJoie
Bubba
in
running
the 7.
into the top 10.
The car also up in
I
front
can't
of
believe
these
it. He's running in the top 10. Luigi,
Not sure
you
what
need to
started
go
it. I'm
ahead
not
and
sure
wreck
if
it.
the 7 was involved. I think he got collected with the 21.
Just wreck this on me. Get him out of the race.
Best I can tell.
Get a nap. He'll be unwrecked out. They tires
Like a lot of
going
cars
and
get
everything
3,
else.
4 wide.
What
He's
happened
spinning
up
out turn 4.
18 into the grass. Kyle Busch, another issue.
They spin.
And we saw on the right side of that car, it looked like
That's just that
like he
damn
hit the
Kyle
wall.
Busch. Damn it. Kyle, you know.
Right side wheels
Whoo, Kyle.
both look like they had
Yeah, so I just don't have lateral right now.
Hamill with that good pit stop, but giving it all back up on this restart.
But here comes Bubba Wallace.
You can't have my...
That's the other place
Oh,
you have to protect.
What the...
Looking for the lead. Bubba
What
Wallace
the-
just about a car length below what we
Stage
saw out of the
3.
48, but
He's the leader.
Yeah, that's fail.
Bubba Wallace right now is
Bubba
a
Wallace
lot
in
faster.
the
You just saw
lead.
why.
Linda.
Alex Bowman's car
Huh?
does not make enough grip
Linda.
for him to push. When he tried to push harder, it just wasn't there.
Oh,
Bubba Wallace coming up on the white flag. 1 lap to go.
One to
Presented by
go.
Brown Bank.
oh.
He's going to do it. Bubba Wallace wins at Kansas.
Yeah.
Surprise the Bubba Wallace. What's it gonna say now, baby? Let's go!
Welcome to Bringing Winston Back, episode 3 for Dale. Shout out to you, Dale Sr. We made it to 3 episodes. Did you think we'd see the day? And if you think it's weird that me as a grown man stroking a cardboard cutout of a dead man is weird, kind of double played my words there. Who cares? Just wait till you see what else is on this show. And if you've seen episode 1 and 2, you already know what you're in for. So shout out to you for sticking around and coming back. But yeah, it's episode 3. Kind of a big deal. Pretty excited about it. I'm excited about a lot of things. There's a lot to unpack on this episode. And first things first, we all know Kyle Busch is now at Richard Childress Racing. We heard about it earlier in the week thanks to nightclub Jordan Bianchi. He let us know, and we pretty much believe what he says. Anybody that can go out on the grid in the garage wearing chinos, some like penny loafer shoes, and have their hair slicked back like they're about to go hit the club in New York City deserves to be trusted. Sometimes, not in certain situations, like an alley or, if they're very sweaty and approach your table at a nightclub, that's when things can be a little different. But if they're at a NASCAR race, that is almost certain to be trusted because nobody's got that level of confidence and swag. So shout out to you, Jordan Bianchi, and especially for that one time at Bristol when Kevin Harvick pretty much told you off. It takes a man with balls to do something like that. So just know that I respect you. And I hope to see you again because guess what? Bristol's coming up this weekend. That's right. Me and Dale of the Garage Guys, we're going to be in Bristol. Hooters is back on the car. Shout out to Hooters, by the way. We're going to go ahead and give you the Hooters plug for the first time on Bringing Winston Back. Right now, if you get over to Hooters, use promo code GarageGuys, you can save $10 on only $40 order. If you don't feel like going to Hooters, that's fine. Go to order.hooters.com or download the Hooters app, and you yourself can save $10 on any $30 or more order. And I recommend to go because I'm Captain Carryout. That's just what I do and how I do it. But Hooters is the best of the best. Anytime I think about Hooters, I'm like, man, I just want some of those wings, hot wings. I'm not a really big mild guy, but if you don't like a lot of spice, that's good too. Daytona, oh God, don't even get me started. And there's so much more on the menu. So why don't you just go ahead, you're watching this at home right now, just go ahead, get on your phone, download the Hooters app, go to order.hooters.com, and go ahead and get you some Hooters to go. Save $10 on any $30 or more order by using promo code GarageGuys. That offer is valid at participating locations for delivery and carryout orders only. So I gave you the plug for the first time on BWB because I'm a Hooters man, and that's what I do. But I'm excited. We're going to be at Bristol this weekend. Me and Dale, we're going to be hanging out with old Chase, old Clyde, a.k.a. Bill's boy, back in the retro owl whip. It's going to be fun to watch. Can't wait to see how he takes Bristol on the concrete. Haven't seen it yet. There's been all kinds of crazy stuff happening in NASCAR. We're going to talk about Kansas, the Hollywood Casino 400. Shout out to Bubba Wallace. Shout out to everybody that bet on Bubba Wallace to win that race at plus 2,000. Guess who swept Kansas other than 23XI? Me. Call me 23XI. The real boy. That's me. I bet on Kurt Busch plus 2,000. Got Bubba plus 2,000. We made it rain, baby. And it was just dope as hell to see Bubba Wallace shut them motherfuckers up. Unfortunately, I think that our first guest that we ever had on the show, Boomer Bill, it appears he had a heart attack again. Sucks to suck. He won't be talking to anybody in that Facebook group. That's a guarantee. But enough of the shenanigans and that. We got a lot to unpack. We're going to be talking about the IndyCar Championship. Shout out to Will Power. Made it happen. We'll break some of that down a little bit, give you my thoughts on the Garage Guy Report today. And we got some new features on this show. I'm excited about it. The Bringing Winston Back hotline is officially here. We've got 7 voicemails. 7. That's God's number. I don't know what God you believe in, but 7 is a holy number, and it's a good thing. So can't wait to play those. We're going to break those down on the report as well. And before we get to the Garage Guy Report, I want to give a shout out to James Ritchie for winning GGNFT number 2. If you're new to the show, Garage Guys NFTs are something I'm giving away every week to anyone that is registered on GarageGuysFantasySports.com. So if you have an account there, you're automatically entered to win. You ain't got to retweet shit. You don't have to go like my posts on Instagram. You just go to GarageGuysFantasySports.com, register. And while you're there, check out some of the badass articles that we're writing for DFS and for betting. Go buy a sticker. Got like 40 of these left. Get you a Garage Guys decal. They're $5. Don't be a cheap ass. JK, I'm kind of a cheap ass sometimes. I like to turn all the lights off in my house. It's okay. If you feel me, you feel me. You understand. But let's go ahead and showcase GGNFT number 3 for Dale. Shout out Dale Sr. It's Kyle Busch. I figured that with the KFB news that dropped today that he is going to RCR, that I would go ahead and throw up one of my favorite all-time photos at Bristol Dirt this past year. As you can see up here on the wall, I have it framed because it's just that good. It's a photograph of me, Kyle Busch, and Dale Earnhardt after Kyle Busch won the dirt race. I had bet on Kyle Busch for that race, and he did it. And I told everybody. And the name of this NFT, this GGNFT, this tangible NFT, is KFB Dirt Win, where Chase bet on him and no one listened. Because that's exactly what happened. It was Easter. It was one of those races where it's brand new to the schedule, and I had the same kind of feeling that the inaugural Brickyard 400 feeling was. You know, like I was a child when that race happened, but Jeff Gordon won that one. And then the next year, Dale Sr. followed. For the inaugural dirt race last year, Joey Logano won it, and this year, Kyle Busch won it. So if you want to make comparisons, you know, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, they're kind of like the Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt of our generation now. They're like the leaders, the pioneers of the sport. So it's really cool to see Kyle go to RCR, but also even cooler to know that you can own this. This can be yours if you're registered. So shout out to James Ritchie for winning GGNFT number 2. Remember, these are not for computers. It will break your shit. So we'll find out next week who's going to be the lucky owner of GGNFT number 3 with me and Kyle Busch winning and Dale Earnhardt looking sad. It's fucking hilarious. Let's be real. Love you, Dale. But anyway, we got a lot to unpack in this show. It'll probably be a little bit different than normal, and especially with the voicemails coming into the Garage Guy RePorT. So it's going to be cool. I cannot wait to get to Bristol this weekend. Can't wait to unpack everything that's happening. Enjoy the skits. Enjoy the news. Enjoy everything about bringing Winston back, because we're bringing Winston back, and that's what we're doing. And shout out to you for coming back and watching this show again. Get ready for a fun time. Let's go. It is now officially time for the Garage Guy RePorT tour. Welcome to the Garage Guy RePorT tour. I almost made love to that microphone. Came close to it. Welcome to the RePorT. I'm Garage Guy. I don't have a blazer this week. You know why? Because I found my glasses. Glasses are back. This jacket stays. This is how we bring Winston back. This is how we bring it back. Look at it. It's pretty. Y'all know the drill. You know what's up. So I'm looking around on here. We got a lot to unpack on today's RePorT, episode 3 of BWB. And I want to just kick it off by saying shout out to everybody that called in and left a voicemail on the BWB hotline. That's right. We have a hotline now, in case you didn't know. The number to call every week is 504-512-4997. That's right. It's a New Orleans number because that's where I'm at. Remember, 504-512-4997. Call that every week. Leave a message. Tell me your name and where you're from, and I'll play your voicemail on this show. So I was thinking about a way of how to do these voicemails, and I figured that the RePorT would be the best place for them because you guys are going to be talking a lot about the news that I'm covering on the RePorT. So I figured I can take these voicemails, break down some of the stuff as I'm going through them, and then anything you guys don't mention or bring up that I have written down on my RePorT notes, I'll just cover it myself towards the end of the Garage Guy RePorT. I want you to do some math. How many times have I said RePorT in that way? Tell me the number. Tweet it at me. Hashtag BWB. Don't forget it. And make sure you put the trophy emoji behind it, because that's how we differentiate. But, yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. Obviously, what we're going to be covering today, the big news, Kyle Busch, Richard Childress Racing, had a live stream press conference that went down early on Tuesday morning around 10, announced that he was going to be driving the 8 car, which was kind of a bummer. If you got to catch the Garage Guys NASCAR podcast with me and Dale Tanhart, you got to hear it as it was happening. So make sure you go and listen to that on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. A little bit of my thoughts on that before we even get into the voicemails. I just want to say that while the 8 is a part of RCR, I think that they could have done better. And I'll leave it at that, because the 51 was obviously a number that Dale and I both thought would be awesome to see Rowdy have the 51. However, that's not the case. So he'll be in the 8. Could have been 29. Could have been the 30. Could have been the 33. Not the 31, though, because that is Colleague now, and I spaced on that. So, tweeted about it earlier, by the way, at Garage Guy Chase. I spaced. Chase Space, International Space Station. It happens to the best of us. But I could ramble about it all day. I'd rather just kind of, hear what you guys have to say about it. So, without further ado, for the first time in Bringing Winston Back history, welcome to the BWB Hotline voicemails for episode 3. Let's go ahead and dive in. Our first caller is going to be Travis from Alabama.
Hey, my name's Travis. I'm from Alabama, and I'm a big Kevin Harvick fan, and I just want, how deep do you think Harvick's going to make it in the playoffs this year, and is he ever going to, show any more success like he had in 2018 and 2020, and is he ever going to, have another, season with more than 7 wins? Let me know.
Well, Travis, thanks so much for calling in, and I'm going to let you know right now, I've cursed Kevin Harvick once. I don't want to have to do it again. But we did bring him out of the curse with the talisman. Okay, so if you've been a listener of the Garage Guys NASCAR podcast, you would know that whilst, yes, there have been some tough times, it hasn't all been bad. Okay, because we brought him out. He got a back-to-back wins, Michigan, Richmond. 7 wins, that's a tough thing to do. Will he ever have another season where he gets that? I'm not sure, because he's up there, man. I don't know how much longer we have with Kevin Harvick. I can't imagine we have more than another year or two with Kevin in the series, especially with all of the bitching he's been doing lately about the car. And granted, he has every right to, just like everyone has an asshole and opinions. But let's go ahead and talk about the playoff hopes for Kevin Harvick. Now, would I love to see Happy make it all the way through? You're damn right. I want to see him make it past the first round. It ain't looking too hot. He's on the ass end right now, sitting in P16. He ain't even on the bubble. He's at the ass end of the bubble. He's on the edge of the bubble. He's got to win in Bristol. Do I think he can win in Bristol? Damn right I think he can win in Bristol. Probably going to bet on him. So, look, I'll say this, Travis. There's still hope for Happy. Hold on tight. In the words of 38 Special, hold on loosely, but don't let go. If you cling too tightly, you'll lose control, just like his car did when they were racing at Darlington, and it caught on fire. Lost control. All right, next caller. Let's go ahead and move over to Buddy from Saskatchewan.
Hey, this is the Reverend Buddy Pulley, certified ass man calling from Saskatchewan. I was going to call and tell you that Ross Chastain needs to go back to his alien planet before Timmy from Timmy Tires skins him alive and puts him on a tread of Goodyear. But I decided that telling you what I had for breakfast was way more entertaining. So I had a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios with some cut up strawberries and bananas in there. and I put a little bit of sugar. Well, it was Splenda. I'll be honest with you, it was Splenda, not sugar. But yeah, it was a delightful breakfast I had this morning. Thank you for the call, and I love the Buddy Pulley Safari segment. It's my favorite.
I bet you do love the Buddy Pulley Safari segment, buddy. Buddy Pulley right there from Saskatchewan. First thing I got to say is this, buddy. Who the fuck puts Splenda in their cereal? I'm a little disappointed at you on that end. Honey Nut Cheerios, never a bad call. Pretty decent cereal. Can't complain. Ross Chastain, he's been kind of quiet. Not really a lot of talk. I don't even think we've really talked about Ross Chastain on this show since we started. But let's go ahead and do that for a little bit. Right now, Chastain finds himself sitting in 9th in the points in the playoffs right now in NASCAR. And the only thing that I can say to why he's still there is because he's been racing scared. That's right, folks. I think that Ross Chastain has the fear in him. He knows if he tries to get a little bit too close to the front of that pack, he's fucked. He's going to get boot scooted out of the fucking way, and his shit's going to get wrecked. He can't afford to have a race where he wrecks out, finishes bad. He doesn't even want to put himself in that situation. He's been doing a pretty damn good job at laying low. So if that's your strategy, do what you do. But just like in any good video game, mainly Modern Warfare, you can only camp for so long. Remember that. Shout out to Honey Nut Cheerios. Stop putting Splenda in your fucking cereal, buddy. All right, next caller. Darian from Black Flags Matter. Shout out to Darian. Thanks for calling in. Let's hear what you got to say.
What's going on? It's your boy Darren Gilliam, a.k.a. Black Flags Matter on YouTube. So this is attempt number 2. I'll keep it brief. I think Kyle Busch moving to RCR was a fantastic move. I think it'll definitely help out that team, especially in the short term. I'm not going to call them a championship contender quite yet, but, with 3 wins so far this season and Kyle Busch moving to the team, and the sky's the limit, I think. I think it'll take some time for him and that team to adjust, to adapt, but they'll eventually get it together. As for Joe Gibbs Racing, look, we've talked about Toyota's development program for years. Now it's time to put it to the test. You got Ty Gibbs waiting in the wings, as well as other talents like Corey Hine, Chandler Smith, and don't forget about John Hunter Nemechek. He's had a year of Cup experience, so he might get one of those Joe Gibbs Racing rides someday. But with Kyle Busch leaving, Martin Truex Jr. Looking to retire in the next year or two, and Denny Hamlin getting up there in age, the future is now for Joe Gibbs Racing. So it's time to put the whole Toyota development program to the test and see what they got.
Thanks for calling in, Darian. Yeah, that is that's a great place to go ahead and break off a little bit into my news segment, talking about Kyle Busch to RCR. Talking about the championship contending part for RCR. Tyler Reddick has done some really awesome things for RCR this season. Shout out to Red Dog, the man himself. It's kind of a weird situation now. We're all kind of wondering what's going to happen with Tyler. What's going to go down with Tyler? Well, they've already pretty much said they're going to bring in a third Cup car for this season. Hopefully he'll be in the 29, maybe the 30 or the 33. That's the 3 best options, right? Why are we worried about a number? Let's worry about performance. So if we're worrying about performance, they got their guy. Kyle Busch knows what it do. He's in a Chevrolet. Kyle hasn't ran a Chevy in a really long time. Does that matter? Yeah, it fucking does matter. Because Toyotas haven't been that great this season. They've shown their glimpses of greatness here and there. But they haven't been a consistent contender like Chevy has. Chevy's been killing it. This next gen and Chevrolet have the right formula. RCR in general has a good little trajectory going on, especially with Austin Dillon having the most recent win at Daytona. So I think with Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, and Tyler Reddick next season, if he sticks around, all 3 of those guys, they got a decent chance. I know you say that maybe not. I say maybe so. Tyler's the kind of guy, he's still going to be out there doing his thing. He's going to make sure that he gives his all no matter where he is because he just wants to win. Same for Austin Dillon. And with Kyle Busch, he already knows he's coming in there hot. He wants to make it happen. I think good things are coming for RCR next season. I projected that there would be 4 to 6 wins for RCR this season. The season's not over, and we're almost there. So if I want to go ahead and make another early projection for next year, I'll go ahead and say that 6 wins happens for RCR in 2023. That's an early prediction I'm making. Saw it right here in my crystal ball, my crystal talisman right here that I said I was going to go on a heater with in betting, which, by the way, looking pretty good. Shout out to Tyler Reddick getting the pole at Kansas. I bet on that. Shout out to Bubba Wallace for winning the Hollywood Casino 400. Bet on that plus 2,000. I swept Kansas. The heater's looking good, boys and girls. But yeah, Darian, I do appreciate the call and all good stuff. And with Toyota, man, look, this is what I'll say about that. You listed all the guys that we got. Corey Heim, Chandler Smith, John Hunter Nemechek. That's a big one right there. Ty Gibbs. It is time. Martin Truex isn't sticking around for much longer. He signed his little deal. Denny Hamlin probably not sticking around for much longer. We're looking at a very young Joe Gibbs Racing within the next 2 years. Are they going to make something happen? Or is it going to be an experiment that just fails? I know right now I can't really say it failed. They've got championships. But what I can say is that it's about to get a little bit rockier, and you're going to have to be a little bit tighter. Toyota, they're bulls. Hold on to your bull. That's all I got to say. And if you're in the truck series, sucks to suck, because it is official that KBM will be going to Chevy. It's going to be wild. It's going to be real wild. Can't wait. Thanks for calling, Darian. Let's go to our next caller, Noah from Knoxville.
This is Noah calling from Knoxville, Tennessee. It is currently 1 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm still riding off that fucking high from this weekend. Absolutely electric, absolutely fucking thrilling. Bubba Wallace, he's the fucking GOAT. He's gonna win $1 million more. All the way to the next Sunday, and the Sunday after that, and the Monday. I don't know why he's right on Monday, but it's gonna be Monday. He's a fucking GOAT. The fucking GOAT. Doesn't matter if he's in the 45, the 23, the 400. He's not the fucking leader, everything. Let's fucking go.
Holy fucking shit. All right, Noah. Hype me up a little bit, bro. Hype me up. Hype me up. Make me feel that, dude. Hell yeah, Bubba Wallace. Shout out to him. I don't know about all the GOAT talk, but if you want to call him the GOAT, that's fine. Remember, everybody's got opinions. Everybody's got assholes. I'm not going to go as far as calling him the GOAT, but I will say that I was fucking hype about that win. Man came through in the clutch right there. Stage 3. It was like a repeat of the early Kansas race this year. You had your tires fucking up, and then the next thing you know, Alex Bowman's in the lead. He's leading the most laps. It's kind of like the Kyle Larson situation when Kurt Busch just came right around him. About 30 to go, took the dub. Same shit played out. The 45, Bubba Wallace. You have to be an idiot to not bet Bubba. And I'm sorry for all of you that didn't bet on Bubba Wallace. That shit was on my Action Network on Friday. Friday, before qualifying. I don't understand what logic you needed. The 45 car was fast as fuck at Kansas earlier in this year. Did you not think that it was going to not be fast as fuck again? We literally saw the same race play out. The tire issue sucks. You got to know how to set your tire pressure. Stay the fuck away from the wall. There's different ways. Strategize. What matters is that 23XI has Kansas figured out. And they got it done. And they swept it both times. Kurt in one, Bubba in the next. Shout out to Bubba Wallace. And shout out to you, Noah. You better call in every week with that same energy. I love that shit. Let's fucking go. Catch us a lick, bruh. Yeah. All right, next caller. Discord Trevor, my man. If for anybody that doesn't know who Discord Trevor is, it's probably because you're not in the Discord. It's free. The Garage Guys Discord. You should check it out sometime. It's free. Like the Discord, it's free. It's a Discord. It's free. My mustache feels good. Let's listen to the voicemail.
What's up, y'all? Discord Trevor. Just wanted to say, fuck Denny Hamlin, and Joey's going to win the championship this year. See y'all in Bristol.
Very fitting of you to say that, Trevor. For those of you who don't know, again, Discord Trevor is a big Joseph L. fan. Joey Logano, Joseph L., chugger of Zoil. Do not really drink motor oil. Don't do that. I'm not condoning that behavior. Just saying, Zoil chugging, that's what Joey L. fans do. But yeah, fuck Denny Hamlin. That's a normal thing to hear from a Joey Logano fan. And sucks that Joey couldn't really make much happen. Kansas, Trevor. Sorry. But with that being said, you have your right to say what you feel, and I have my right to comment how I feel. Love you, bro. All right, next caller. We got Anthony from New Hampshire. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey, man, this is Anthony from Salem, New Hampshire. Just saw the news on Kyle Busch going to RCR. How do I feel about it? I mean, definitely think it was a good move for RCR. I think it was a fucked up part on Gibbs because they want, obviously, Ty to be in the 18 car. But, I mean, as long as Kyle probably doesn't take the 3, I would just keep him in the 8. I know Reddick is kind of iffy right now with they're trying to get a third charter and they really can't, but I could see them bringing back either the 30 car, the 31 car, or the 33 car. But right now, I mean, I think Reddick kind of fucked up too because he should have not signed a contract for 23-11, you know, a year before. Probably should have just stuck it out with RCR because RCR is not too happy with them for making that decision, especially with, you know, within the season going on. And
all right, I'm just going to pause this real quick, Anthony. I just want to go ahead and let you know, obviously, we've already figured out, one, that they will have a third car, third charter at RCR. Number two, number situation might not be figured out, but like me, made a mistake. 31, that's with Colleague. And the real reason why I just wanted to stop this voicemail is because how is it a bad move for a driver to take a contract that is paying him money? These guys are out here at the end of the day to make money. This is their livelihood. This is what they do. And RCR, yeah, it was unfortunate, but they're not really mad. They're not really mad at him. They understand it's business. Like I said, you have your right to your opinion. I'm just going to stop and make sure you know what the facts are.
You know, I'm happy that he's going to 23-11, but I really think it was dumb on his part. Hopefully, you know, Denny or Michael Jordan can kind of get him in there earlier, meaning for next year, because right now it looks like Reddick isn't going to race next year. But in the end, not a huge crowd.
Reddick's going to race, Anthony. He's going to race. Just wanted to let you know that. We'll let this finish out as long as we can.
But I think it's really good for him, and I think that he will win a championship with RCR since it's been so long. In other news, though, I mean, I saw Bubba Wallace's win. You know, really happy for the guy. I know he's been trying really hard to finally get his first Cup Series win, you know, without the rain and all that crap that people bag him for. But, you know, wish it was just a 23 car. It's good, you know, that he's obviously helping his teammate Kurt and, you know, trying to get a championship run. But in the end, you know, there's still going to be haters. They're going to say, oh, he wasn't driving this car, I was driving this car, but I'm happy for the guy. I think he'll be fine moving forward, and I think he'll be a great race car driver in the future. But, yeah, right now, I mean, motorsports is kind of crazy. There's just a lot going on, especially in NASCAR. So looking forward to the end of the playoffs. And, yeah, go Kyle Larson.
Go Kyle Larson. Like, I'm not going to hold anybody accountable for not being up to the minute on news or anything else. That's my job. Just glad people are calling in. Anthony, thanks for calling in. Thanks for speaking your mind, giving your thoughts. Just wanted to make sure you were up to the minute on the facts and understanding what was happening. It's not dumb for somebody to sign the contract, take money. Just as long as you know that, Anthony. As long as you know that. And, yeah, be happy Bubba Wallace won a race. Who cares if it's in the 45 or the 23? 23 ate shit. Ty Gibbs, it wrecked. Bubba Wallace was driving the 45, essentially the 23, with a different number. He won. And for all the fuckheads out there that are, like, trying to dig up old shit to like throw just because Bubba actually won a race. It's fucking hilarious to watch. You know, all the Boomer Bills of the world out there. Keep doing your thing. You're amusing. All right, last caller. We got Jimmy from Georgia.
My name's Jimmy Smith. I'm from Lafayette, Georgia. I just want you to know that Kyle Busch is going to save Richard Childress Racing from going absolutely extinct in the NASCAR Cup Series. And as for that Bubba Smollett, to hell with you and to hell with Toyota. I hope you burn like Kevin Harvick.
I don't know if that is a troll or not, but that motherfucker sound like what Gilgamesh looked like on fucking Smurfs. What are you doing? You like, he's like one of those guys that got the little French tied up mustache. He's like naked, jacking off, calling my fucking hotline, talking about Bubba Smollett and all this other bullshit. The Boomer Bills of the world. Fucking, the fuck are you doing, man? Let's get creatures calling this motherfucker. I'll play it. Just know that. I'll play it. And I'll roast your ass at the same time. Motherfucker looking like he sound like the dude from the Man on the Moon on Rick and Morty. Fucking motherfucker looking like Mogul or whatever the fuck that thing's name. Gollum from Lord of the Rings with a mustache that's all curly and thin. Can't grow thick mustaches. I don't know. Got a feeling that was a troll. Regardless. Fucking stop jacking off and calling my fucking hotline. All right, that's all the voicemails we got. Shout out to him. Yes, thanks for calling, Anthony. All right, let's go ahead and take our last voicemail of the show. We got Jimmy from Georgia.
My name's Jimmy Smith. I'm from Lafayette, Georgia. I just want you to know that Kyle Busch is going to save Richard Childress Racing from going absolutely extinct in the NASCAR Cup Series. And as for that Bubba Smollett, to hell with you and to hell with Toyota. I hope you burn like Kevin Harvick.
That motherfucker sounds like Gargamel from Smurfs looks. If I had to guess what this dude looked like, it would be like Man from the Moon on that Rick and Morty skit, Morty's Mind Blowers. This motherfucker calls the hotline sounding like some old South fucking colonel jacking off while he's leaving a voicemail on the phone. Like he like curls his words. This motherfucker called straight from 1852. This motherfucker had like his dick in a bowl of grits, stirring it around while he was talking on this voicemail. I don't know if you're a troll or not, but that's just what you sound like, dude. I'll play it, and I'm going to tell you what I think. But anyway, that was voicemails. I'm sorry, that last one just really fucking threw me off. Like, I'm having a hard time figuring out if that's a real person or a troll. You know, sometimes it can be hard to tell a Bill Hackelman from an actual Bill Hackelman on the show. But either way, the Smollett thing, it's a little wore out. It's a little wore out. We got to, you know, if you're going to insult the guy, I mean, at least stop just saying whatever the fuck you hear on Fox News. That's all I got to say about it. Like, come up with something creative. I feel like Bubba would appreciate a little more creativity when people are insulting him. So, there's that. Anyway, that was voicemails. All great voicemails, except for fucking gargle semen guy at the end with a French tickler up his ass. Old Jimmy. Jimmy from Georgia. Yes, Jimmy from Georgia. The fucking guy. I'm sorry, that shit fucking, it rocked me. I was not expecting that verbiage. I wasn't. Anyway, enough of the voicemail. Shout out to everybody that did call in, except for that guy. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that weren't brought up on the voicemails. And starting with that, I just want to go ahead and just say shout out to Will Power again for winning the championship, 2022 IndyCar Championship. Paulo ended up winning the race. And then you have Will Power, Newgarden finished second. Can't wait to do some more IndyCar racing next season. It's fun. It's a great time. If you are around an IndyCar race in 2023, go to it. The Indy 500 is fucking electric. And I still haven't been to a Coke 600. Probably should do that. Just saying, the Indy 500 is fucking nuts. I feel like everybody should at least try that out at some point. So, we talked a little bit about that now. We got that out of the way. Oh, by the way, the Laguna Seca straight up reminds me of like dry. The what is it? Like the dry track on Mario Kart. It's like fucking, what am I thinking of here? Dry Raceway, maybe. I don't know. Dry something and like Koopa Beach. You mix those two together, that's Laguna Seca. We were talking about it a little bit on our stream on Playback. By the way, getplayback.com. If you haven't checked that out, do that. Garage Guys are streaming NASCAR races, and you can watch the races with us. We have a chat. It's fucking epic. For the first time in history, you can actually watch the race with us, picture in picture. It's dope. Playback. Go check out our room. It's in the Discord, and download Get Playback. But yeah, that was a weird track. We discussed it a little bit on the show. So strange stuff. Looks wild, weird. I don't know. IndyCar racing, just in general, is just an aesthetic out of this fucking world. Let's talk about the fact that where we are right now in the playoffs, one driver is at the top of the board that I never thought would be at the top of the board. And his name is Christopher Bell. The young child has crawled his way to the top of the playoff standings. I had Chris Bell out in the first round. Not the case. Not the case. Right now, the drivers that we got on the bubble going into Bristol, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, and Kevin Harvick. Did not see Tyler Reddick being in 11th, getting close. Cindric, I saw that. And I still think Cindric's out after the race in Bristol this weekend. Austin Dillon, I'd love to see him make it. I don't know if it's going to happen. When we go to Chase Briscoe, he was one of the guys I knew that was going to get the boot quick. But Kevin Harvick, man, I did not see him being where he is. And then Kyle Busch. Dale Earnhardt talked about it on the show. He said Kyle Busch was going to be the surprise one to get kicked out. Yet some reason we betted on him this weekend. And I bet on him live. And I've already said I'm gonna stick with Dale's instinct, because if I think a driver is going to get out of the playoffs, probably don't need to bet on them at one of these races. They need to win to continue. I want my rankings to be right, and I thought about that a little bit more. So I'm going to have to brush aside my hopes of Kyle Busch winning this week. And honestly, if we're being straight, it seems like Joe Gibbs is a supervillain team now. So why would you want to help that? You've already came out. Richard Childress went out of his way to give your child a contract option, which is fucking amazing, by the way. Fucking dope as hell that he got that negotiated in with his deal. I want my child to have a contract negotiation, you know? Well, I mean, I have my own business, so it won't be too hard. I could give my child a contract negotiation or a contract, or whatever they're called, an option. I can give my son a contract option for Garage Guys, easy. Maybe I'll try to find him a contract option to race 18-wheelers one day. He loves that. He loves racing 18-wheelers. And he also just anything 18-wheelers. Kid showed me Smokey and the Bandit and Convoy as a 7-year-old child. I never watched those movies until now. It's a shame to some. To me, not so much. I was too busy watching, Tony Hawk skate videos and playing Nintendo 64. I was a big electronics kid. It's just how it was. Played some NASCAR Thunder 2002. Shout out to it. But yeah, let's look here. I mean, if we're going to be realistic at this point, we'll stick with the guns. I didn't think Kyle Busch was going to get out of the playoffs, but the more I'm thinking about it now, the more it does make me skeptical to want to bet on him, because I've only bet on him one time, and it was at Bristol. And that's the only reason that I am leaning to bet on Kyle Busch at Bristol, is because he's just the king of Bristol. But Kevin Harvick is another driver that I really think has a great shot, like I said on one of the voicemails already on the segment. I think he has a great shot this weekend. So you're probably going to see me have some action on Kevin and probably on Kyle Busch as well. I think maybe now that the announcement's out the way, he's got a little bit of weight off of his shoulders. He can be a little more free. And, But if we're going with the narrative that he's just wanting to stick it to Joe Gibbs, there's that. Maybe he doesn't want to bring him another championship, but I think that would be incredibly dumb. I think any driver is going to want to win a championship if they can. He had his rings on earlier. Why not go for another one? But yeah, Chase Briscoe, you're out of here. Austin Dillon, probably out of here. And I think Austin Cindric's going to fall down that line. I think we see Kevin or Kyle. One of those two guys are going to find a way to work their way up. So it'll be cool to see how it plays out. But, again, shout out to Bubba for winning this race in Kansas. It was majestic. It was magical. Denny Hamlin finishing second right behind him. It was just one of those moments. As soon as I saw Denny coming up, I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, I knew it's time. He's going to propel his guy. And he came out and he said, I'm not just going to let anybody win. Yeah, baby, it's your driver. You're going to let him win. You're there. You're not going to do anything to jeopardize it. Let's be real. Come on. Come on. Come on, Denny. Come on, Dennis. Dennis has got himself in a pretty decent spot, though. We got William Byron second in the playoffs right now. Joey Logano in fourth. I mean, it's anybody's shot. But let's talk about something else. We're bringing Winston back, right? Football season started back. There's only one team that I really care to watch. I'm not playing fantasy football this year. I'm going all in on my Saints. New Orleans Saints. Shout out to them. And guess who the quarterback is? His name is Jameis Winston. His last name is Winston. Match made in heaven. Man's a sound machine, too. And I don't mean the kind that you play when you sleep and you snore too loud and everybody's got to have distracting sounds of rain and fucking waves and shit. No, I mean he's a quote machine. They were talking about pain on the field. Winston comes out, he says, there was pain everywhere. There was pain all over the field. They almost lost to the Falcons. They didn't do it. So that's one bird team down. Shout out to NASCAR superfan Andrew. We betting on the Saints to beat all the bird teams. But where I'm tying this all in at is, what Jameis Winston said about pain being all out there on the field. You can relate that to Kansas as well, because apparently there's still a problem with these tires. Kevin Harvick's wasn't a tire situation. He got up into the wall. It was still pain. Some Winston pain.
Where was the pain, Jameis?
Yeah, just pain. It was pain everywhere. So we got to keep on pushing through and being resilient.
Tyler Reddick, that was the biggest pain. Had him to win the pole for qualifying. He got it done. And I just, in my head, I'm like, you know what? It won't be like that this time. They'll get it figured out. Tyler Reddick would have won that race, man. It's all good, though. Still picked Bubba. Still cashed in bigger, actually. Can't complain. It just sucks to see that happen to Tyler. There's a lot of pain. So like Jameis Winston said, there was pain all over the field. There was pain on the track. Winston, pain. It all ties in somehow. Only on this show, though. That's how it ties in. That's all I got for the report today. Except for one more thing. With the Kyle Busch news, I had to go out of my way to get an interview with someone that knows Kyle. Someone close to Kyle. Someone that grew up with Kyle. That's right. I've went out and I've done my research and I have found one person shares blood with Kyle. Not in a weird way. It's family. Family tree. Please welcome on to the show today's guest, Harry Busch, third cousin of Kyle Busch. Harry Busch, third cousin of Kyle Busch. Thanks so much for being on the show, Harry.
Thank you very much, Mr. Garage Guy. But actually, it's Harold. It's Harold Busch. Yeah.
Oh, my apologies. Sorry, Harold. Don't really seem like a Harold. It seems a little uptight. You know, just trying to loosen things up a little bit.
Nope, I definitely prefer Harold. I'm named after Harold and Kumar. That's just a little joke I say at the office.
Okay. Well, hey, big news today. Your third cousin, Kyle Busch, has signed with Richard Childress Racing. You and the family have to be really excited, huh?
Honestly, no. I don't really care. I don't really care what Kyle's doing. I hope whatever he's doing, he's having a terrible time. You know, if I'm being completely honest with you, not getting too much in the weeds there.
Oh, I guess you're not as close as I thought you might have been.
No, actually not. Me and Kyle, we had some differences when we were children, and me and Kyle are not on good terms.
I mean, they can't all be bad, right? Hey, Harold, I totally get it. You know, family is a complicated thing. I have some cousins myself that I don't really see eye to eye with all the time. But, you know, as adults, we tend to let these things go down the line. And, you know, it's a really big day for Kyle and Samantha and Brexton and for all the Kyle Busch fans out there. And with him being your family and all and you being on the show to talk about it, I'm sure there's at least one or two good memories in there growing up with Kyle. They can't all be bad, right?
I can't say that there were many good times at all, actually. You guys see the side of Kyle that I wish I had seen. He seems to be a lot nicer to you guys than he was to me, and I feel like that's saying something because he's quite an asshole. Pardon my French there.
Hey, no worries, Harold. You are free to cuss on this show. Feel free to speak your mind.
Well, I mean, you guys saw that ridiculous video he put out, a while back on vacation wearing the checkered flag thong. Well, y'all thought that was all a joke. That's just Kyle. He wore that when we were kids. He wore a leopard print thong and, used to chase us around and, he used to teabag us. Well, me mostly, but, other kids, but mainly me. And it really scarred me for life. My poor wife, Janine, she loves leopard print. I just can't bear the look of it. I just think about Kyle's, area and junculars just swinging in the wind, and it just really, brings back the terrible memories I had of me and Kyle.
Well, Harold, I meant let loose cussing, but now that we've all heard that's pretty unfortunate. I really hate to press the issue here, but can you maybe tell us some more of what Kyle put you through growing up?
At Swirlies, he used to throw us in trash cans. Well, I say us, I mean me. And he was a terror to me as when I was a child. I was much smaller than Kyle. Kyle was a taller gentleman. I'm at a 5'1" stature, and it's not fair to pick on the little guy. And it seems he hasn't changed much, but, he puts on a face for the media.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Harold? Let's look on the bright side. That was childhood, right? There's no way that Kyle Busch, NASCAR driver Kyle Busch, your third cousin, as an adult man, still is treating you this way. Now that we're all adults, there's no way that's even still happening, right? Right? Tell me I'm right.
Well, not necessarily, not physically. He sent a package for Christmas a couple years ago. That was nice of him. But then we opened it, and my poor wife Janine, she looked at it and thought it was a nice pudding pie, but it turned out it was actually dog feces. And I just didn't really appreciate that. Not only just sending feces to someone's house is just very not nice and very Kyle-like, but also I'm a cat person. If you could see here, this is my cat Happers McGee, and he really didn't appreciate the dog feces in his domain here, and I didn't appreciate that by any means. But he did write a nice card that said hi Harry, hope you're doing terrible, and I thought that was probably the nicest thing Kyle's ever said to me.
Harold, I gotta say, this may be one of the saddest interviews that I have ever had in my professional career, possibly life. Man, I think it's best that we just kind of wrap this up at this point. But for interview's sake, can you just tell us maybe one story growing up with Kyle that involved him racing before he went pro?
Yeah, there was this one time Kyle did help me. He experienced the sensation of speed he got from racing those karts. He one time tied my underwear, my tidy whities, which I didn't appreciate that very much. My mother spent good money on those tidy whities, to the roll bar and drug me around the hot gravel in the middle of Las Vegas in the middle of summer, and it gave me the worst road rash I've ever seen. I had to get skin grafts, and that's where I actually met my wife Janine. We were school sweethearts, and she donated some skin off her bum to regraft the skin on my knees and my shins and whatnot, and that's when I knew she was the one. But yeah, that was the only time that I really remember doing anything with Kyle pertaining to racing.
Well, Harold, that was something. Between you getting teabagged and you and your wife getting dog shit for Christmas and you being dragged by your underwear in a go-kart, I think that's gonna do it. I think that's where we're gonna draw the line on this one, Harold. So yeah, I don't really think that there is anything else I've got to ask you.
It was I really appreciate you having me on and getting me to reminisce on those times with Kyle. But yeah, I'd like to plug my work, my job. I'm an accountant for George Michael Carl Law Firm, and I'd just like to thank them for employing me and allowing me to live the life I live. I like to thank them, and yeah, thank you, Mr. Garage Guy.
Yeah, you enjoy that life, pal. You enjoy it.
Toyota, they're just bulls.
Well, everyone, that's a show. You've made it through another episode of Bringing Winston Back. Shout out to you. I hope you enjoyed everything you saw here. Hope you enjoyed all the news. If you're a Kyle Busch fan, congratulations to you. I'm glad to see that your driver is going to a team where he actually has a chance to do something really cool that hadn't been done in a really long time. That RCR program's kicking and it's kicking strong. So, in all seriousness, I'm happy for you guys. Don't forget, speaking of Kyle Busch, the Garage Guy NFT, NFT 3. Remember, all you got to do is register, GarageGuysFantasySports.com, and you'll be entered for a chance to win this one before Episode 4 drops when we get back from Bristol. It's going to be a fun week. Can't wait to share everything that we do there with you guys. And, other than that, have a great fucking week. I look forward to seeing you guys again here next week in the International Chase Station, your new home for motorsports, because we're bringing Winston back. That's what we do. That's how we do it. If I was Amanda Bynes, this is where I'd say, bring in the dancing lobsters, and they'd all come in. But I'm not Amanda Bynes. I'm just me, Garage Guy. So this is where I tell you, so long, farewell. I'm going the fuck home now. Motorsports, baby! It we.